Former Iowa Hawkeyes coach Lisa Bluder had to pull Caitlin Clark from practice due to her intense temperament. Indiana Fever star Clark has spearheaded a women's basketball revolution and secured her team a playoff berth for the first time since 2016 in her rookie season. After establishing herself as one of the greatest college athletes of all time, the #1 WNBA draft pick rose to the occasion to excel at the professional level. However, this level of competition comes at a price, as former coaches and teammates have frequently felt Clark's displeasure. The 22-year-old has articulated that her spirited nature can sometimes be misinterpreted. During the recent episode of the Fresh Talk with Jade Gyamfi podcast, Clark and her fellow guests shared insights about her experience with the Iowa Hawkeyes, along with some of their most memorable stories from their college years. This prompted the Fever star to acknowledge, "Coach Bluder kicking me out," which surprised fellow WNBA player Kate Martin. Clark elaborated on how the Hawkeyes would frequently split into two teams during practice, resulting in her being removed from the rest of the group when tensions rose. "Mine was solely due to my conflict with the Blue Squad," she continued. Clark was permitted to return and participate in the next drill, although Bluder was clearly concerned that her aggression was somewhat elevated at that moment. It evidently did not negatively impact the team's performance, as Iowa advanced to consecutive NCAA championship games with her at the helm. The Hawkeyes narrowly missed victory on each occasion. However, this did not stop Clark from being recognized as the best college player in the United States for both years. Host Gyamfi expressed empathy towards Clark, admitting that she had also been removed from practice. Only for a brief moment, she clarified, "I was permitted to return." There is speculation that former Iowa stalwart Bluder may be chosen to succeed Christy Sides as the Fever coach following Sides' dismissal. However, Stephanie White has been selected to return to the helm of the Indiana team, aiming to maximize Clark's evident talent. The generational guard is gearing up for her sophomore season in the WNBA, seeking to propel Indiana to the top following a disappointing first-round exit in this year's playoffs. Attending every training session is a significant way to enhance those chances considerably. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark was temporarily removed from practice by a former coach due to her fiery temperament. Basketball sensation Caitlin Clark disclosed that former Iowa Hawkeyes coach Lisa Bluder once placed her on the sidelines. The WNBA superstar has thrived while presenting herself as a genuine and polished talent, although Clark's temper can occasionally flare. After leading a revolution in women's basketball, the Indiana Fever superstar secured her team a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. The #1 draft pick made headlines by making a seamless transition to the elite level, with excitement already mounting for what she will contribute in 2025. However, Clark's intense drive has at times led to friction, occasionally impacting her own coaches and teammates. The 22-year-old has recognized that her enthusiasm might occasionally be overwhelming. "Coach Bluder kicking me out," said the point guard, as she and former teammates reminisced about humorous moments from Iowa training on the Fresh Talk with Jade Gyamfi podcast, via the Irish Star. Fellow guard Kate Martin, currently with the Las Vegas Aces, was astonished by what she heard until Clark provided clarification. "Mine was only because I had a dispute with the Blue Squad," she remarked. The Hawkeyes frequently split into two teams for intra-squad games, and even in those instances, Clark found it challenging to restrain her drive for success. Any temporary friction did not appear to impede the team, as Iowa successfully reached the NCAA championship game for 2 consecutive years. They came close to winning each time, but Clark's exceptional talent was recognized as she was named the best college player in the nation for both years. Host Gyamfi related to Clark's experience, stating that she too had been asked to step out of practice. Only momentarily, however, she noted, "I was permitted to return." Iowa icon Bluder was associated with the Open Fever coaching position after Christy Sides' dismissal, but Stephanie White has since been appointed. The returning icon is optimistic that she can leverage Clark's exceptional talents to secure the team's first title since 2012. As the talented guard prepares for her second WNBA season, Clark is committed to elevating Indiana following a disappointing first-round exit in this year's playoffs. However, she may need to self-monitor during training to maximize her performance and that of her teammates. It appears that Travis Kelce and Caitlin Clark may have more in common than a shared appreciation for Taylor Swift. Certainly, both were present at the Eras Tour concert in Indianapolis, but their connection extended beyond their shared Swiftie status when they met. After disclosing that the WNBA Rookie of the Year is a Swiftie through and through, Kelce shared his experience of meeting Clark at the concert. "Well, they both hail from the Midwest. As Kelce himself stated, it was fun. I had the opportunity to meet Caitlin Clark there. She is remarkable and enjoys being in Indianapolis, expressing that it is an exciting city. We are both truly Midwestern at heart. I played high school, college, and professional basketball all here in the Midwest, and it was great to reconnect with her. Although they are both exceptional in their fields, Kelsey is the tight end for the three-time Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, and CeCe, the 2024 Rookie of the Year with the Indiana Fever. They share origins that trace back to the same heartland that helped mold them into the athletes they are today. Kelsey is from Westlake, Ohio, whereas the WNBA star hails from Des Moines, Iowa. They both endured the challenges of high school, college, and professional basketball. Through their journeys, they acquired the values of hard work, perseverance, and humility for which the Midwest is renowned. Sports run in their blood, quite literally for CeCe, as her grandfather, Bob Nizzi, was also a football coach. In discussing their professional careers, Kelsey has been a dominant presence in the NFL since 2013, earning multiple Pro Bowl selections, 3 Super Bowl titles, and establishing a reputation as one of the premier tight ends in the sport. As for Clark, she recently completed her inaugural season, which was both memorable and impactful, earning her the title of Rookie of the Year and securing 4th place in the MVP voting. In addition, it is important to note that Clark has been a lifelong fan of the Chiefs. While Kelsey excelled on the field, CeCe supported her favorite team from a distance. What could be better than her favorite sports and music icons dating? She may have a slight preference for Taylor, and even Travis acknowledges this. During his New Heights podcast with his brother Jason, the Chiefs tight end discussed Clark's Swiftie status seriously. She was definitely engaged in the show. She was present with her mother and some friends, Kelsey recalled. She is a devoted Swiftie, wholeheartedly committed. Indeed, CeCe is not merely a casual fan, she is deeply invested in Swift. During her time at the Eras Tour, Clark was actively posting on her social media more than anyone else. While the Fever's social media team was sharing clips of her standout moments from her rookie season, Clark herself remarked, "Busy at Eras Tour, thanks for the tag though." Well, we can't fault her. For Taylor fans, attending her live performance is a rare, unforgettable experience. While these stars are discovering their connection, football and basketball fans are eagerly anticipating a collaboration. Let's observe if they bring it to fruition. The Iowa Hawkeyes may have addressed the significant gap left by Caitlin Clark, as Lucy Olson excelled in her debut after transferring from Villanova during the offseason. Clark, 22, departed for the WNBA earlier this year, being selected first overall by the Indiana Fever. She departed from the Hawkeyes with legendary status in college basketball, having become the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I history and guiding Iowa to consecutive national championship games. The Indiana Fever star, 22, has been connected to the new Unrivaled 3x3 tournament set to start in 2025. Unrivaled is tentatively scheduled to commence on January 17 in Miami, Florida. The league has already secured commitments from notable players such as Breanna Stewart and Paige Bueckers. Additionally, it has established a television agreement with TNT and will take place during the WNBA offseason. Clark has just completed her inaugural season in the WNBA, significantly contributing to the rising popularity of women's basketball. She was queried about the possibility of joining the new league in January, to which Clark responded, "We'll see. I am uncertain. I am simply taking things as they come and will decide later if I want to play." Clark's rival, Angel Reese, has already committed to joining Unrivaled. Her involvement has sparked speculation that she might leave the WNBA. "I am eager to compete with top athletes and utilize this time to enhance my skills and improve my game." If Clark were to join the league, she could maintain her competitive rivalry with Reese. The rivalry between the star pair has intensified since their college days at Iowa and LSU. The duo were the leading rookies in the WNBA this season. This situation arises during a continuing dispute between players and the WNBA regarding salary issues. The Players' Union has opted out of its collective bargaining agreement with the league, as players are pursuing higher salaries following a notably successful season. This has sparked rumors that Clark and other stars may consider a strike to demand better wages. Clark receives an annual salary of $76,535, while Reese earns $3,000 less. Nonetheless, the Iowa ace conveyed her optimism regarding the WNBA's future during a recent Nike event. Former Iowa Hawkeyes coach Lisa Bluder faced a challenge when she had to take Caitlin Clark out of training. The reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year has made a significant impact on women's basketball, leading the Indiana Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016 in an impressive debut season. Having recently completed her highly decorated college career, the WNBA's #1 draft pick rose to the occasion and seamlessly adapted to the competitive professional environment. It's no surprise, considering the competitive spirit she exhibited while playing with older boys during her childhood. However, that intensity comes at a cost. Former coaches and colleagues have occasionally borne the weight of Clark's character, as the 22-year-old expressed that her passionate nature can sometimes be a challenge. During a recent appearance on the Fresh Talk with Jade Gyamfi podcast, via the Irish Star, Clark and her former teammates shared amusing memories from practice at Iowa. WNBA player Kate Martin was surprised when Clark exclaimed, "Coach Bluder kicked me out." Clark reminisced about how players were frequently divided into two teams for practice, highlighting that even her teammates were not immune to her competitive drive. She acknowledged, "My involvement was solely due to my conflict with the Blue Squad." Despite the incident, Clark was permitted to rejoin the next drill after Bluder allowed her some time to calm down. Clark has discussed her relationship with Bluder and how her former college coach assisted her in reaching new heights as an athlete. Her fiery temperament did not impede the team's success, as Iowa advanced to consecutive NCAA championship games with Clark at the helm. Although they did not secure the title, Clark's exceptional performance garnered her recognition as the nation's top college player for 2 consecutive years. Echoing Clark's experience, host Gyamfi noted that she had also been dismissed from practice by Bluder. Only momentarily, though, she remarked, also stating that she was allowed to return. There were widespread rumors that Bluder could reunite with Clark and assume the role of Fever coach following Christie's dismissal. However, Stephanie White was ultimately appointed to lead Indiana once again, with the hope that she can harness Clark's exceptional talent. As Clark prepares for her second WNBA season, she is determined to help elevate Indiana beyond their recent first-round playoff disappointment. Her dedication to training reflects her commitment to enhancing the team's performance, even if it is occasionally conveyed ineffectively. Paige Bueckers may be selected by the Chicago Sky in the WNBA draft, potentially creating an exciting partnership with Angel Reese. The 2024 WNBA regular season featured an intriguing narrative as rivals Reese and Caitlin Clark competed for the Rookie of the Year award. Amid significant anticipation, Clark secured the award after averaging 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game, contributing to the Indiana Fever's playoff berth. However, Reese still had an impressive debut season in her own right. The 22-year-old was actively competing alongside Clark before her injury, concluding her rookie season with averages of 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds. As she prepares for her sophomore season, Reese has expressed her eagerness to welcome new talent to the Sky, whether through free agency or the draft. In the 2025 WNBA draft, Chicago is among the 4 lottery teams competing for the top picks. Bueckers is the anticipated #1 selection. 1 overall pick due to her impressive resume and superstar status. The WNBA draft lottery is scheduled for Sunday, November. The Sky is poised to surpass the Dallas Wings, Washington Mystics, and Los Angeles Sparks. If the Sky secures the opportunity to select Bueckers, the franchise will likely pair her with the 23-year-old Connecticut standout. The decision would certainly be welcomed by Bueckers. In an interview with Sports Illustrated earlier this year, collegiate stars Juju Watkins and Cooper Flagg joined Bueckers in expressing their views on who they believe should win the highly publicized Rookie of the Year award between Clark and Reese. Flagg chose Clark, Watkins opted for Reese, while Bueckers stated that both were deserving. She stated, "You can't go wrong with Angel Reese or Caitlin." After demonstrating potential early in the 2024 WNBA season and positioning themselves for a playoff run, the team's performance deteriorated towards the end, especially following Reese's season-ending wrist injury. Chicago concluded the season with a 13-27 record, which was 4 games worse than their performance last season. The unsatisfactory finish prompted the dismissal of head coach Teresa Weatherspoon, with former Las Vegas Aces assistant Tyler Marsh assuming the role of head coach for the Sky. The hire thrilled Reese, and she would certainly relish the opportunity to connect with Bueckers in Chicago. With Reese and fellow rookie standout Camila Cardozo as the key pillars for the Sky's future, Marsh will aim to cultivate his duo of bigs and assist them in realizing their promising potential. He has received acclaim for his player development abilities, particularly for his work with 3-time MVP A'ja Wilson. WNBA excitement is palpable as fans had the opportunity to witness Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese make their professional debuts on Friday night, marking the start of the league's brief preseason. Clark and Reese excelled in college, with Clark setting the NCAA Division I scoring record and Reese guiding LSU to an NCAA championship in 2023. Clark's Indiana Fever faced the Dallas Wings in Arlington, while Reese's Chicago Sky visited Minneapolis to compete against the Minnesota Lynx. Clark missed a potential game-tying three-pointer at the buzzer, resulting in the Fever's loss to the Wings 79-76. Despite the loss, Clark was the team's leading scorer, finishing with 21 points on 6 of 15 shooting from the field, which included 5 three-pointers, along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists in 28 minutes. Reese concluded her preseason debut without a victory, as the Sky lost to the Lynx with a score of 81-92.